मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
जो भी अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा है यह देने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया। हरि शरणं 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 हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि
कुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। रमण बिहारी के ठाकुर हमरे रे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। ठाकुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा। कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा,
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा,
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा।
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा।
कामन दुनियादारी से,
कामन दुनियादारी से,
कामन दुनियादारी से।
कामन दुनियादारी से।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। स्वरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
भज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। व्रजप्रियम् धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna everyone. A warm welcome to you all present here today for Vivechan session of 4th chapter, second half. Myself Tejashwini, I am honored to be present among such a gathering of spiritual seekers. Welcome all. Prayer has the ability to create a spiritual connection with the divine, provide a sense of peace and comfort, and inspire individuals to become more mindful and grateful. So let us start our session with prayer from Vishnukanta Om Prakash Baheti ji. She is from Maharashtra and she is a housewife and she is with Geeta Parivar from 2021. She is also Geeta Vrati. Welcome ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
Jai Shri Krishna.
और
वसुदेव सुतन
Didi, can you unmute yourself and tell the prayer?
हाँ. वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you so much, Ji, for the wonderful beginning. I request all the other sadhakas to please stay on mute. Okay. Lighting a lamp or diya is an important tradition in Hinduism. It is believed to symbolize the eradication of ignorance and attainment of knowledge. To do this honor, I welcome Alka T. Nigamji. She is from Madhya Pradesh and she is retired from educational field and she is MSc and MD holder and she is core trainer for level 2 and level 1 and 2 monitoring. Welcome ji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you so much, Alka ji, for such a divine beginning. Our esteemed speaker, Vikas is here with us today. He will lead us through an enlightening exploration of 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. And its verses provide deep insights into the nature of wisdom, duty, and renunciation. Vikas has recited all the 18 chapters of Gita and he is trainer for level 1 to 4. He is involved in teaching and Vivechan sessions. guiding Geeta Vrittis, and prepare for Shrungeri Pita Geeta exams. And the list goes on and on. Without further ado, I welcome Vikas Bhaiya. Welcome, Bhaiya.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। परम पूज्य स्वामी जी के चरण कमलों में कोटि कोटि नमन। We are studying Adhyaya 4th. Last time we covered slok up to 10th. 10th sloka was वीतरागभयक्रोधा मन्मया मामुपाश्रिताः बहवो ज्ञानतपसा भूता मद्भावमागताः. So Krishna had said that Vitaragabhayakrodha, those who have relinquished their attachment, fear and anger and have taken refuge under me, many such jnana tapasa bhuta, they have attained my state of being, madbhavam agataha. So they have agataha, they have attained my state of being, madbhava. Now further, today's first sloka 11th. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tanstathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashah. Ye. So pronoun in Sanskrita, ye means all who, mama, to me, prapadyante. Prapadyante is to surrender. Bhajami, give them refuge, reward. Vartma, parth. Anuvartate. Anuvartante, to follow. Manusha, of course, all human beings. Sarvashaha, in all respects. So Lord says here, Paramatma says that ye yathamam prapadyante tansadaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manusha partha sarvashaha. Devotees who surrender to me, I reward to them in the same way as they approach and surrender me. What exactly does it mean? We'll see it. So everyone ultimately follows my path in all respects. Mama vartmanu vartante manusha partha sarvashaha. Everyone ultimately follows my path in all respects. Now, here Lord says all those who invoke it, who invoke me in whichever way, I reciprocate accordingly. I reciprocate accordingly. So the wise follow my path in all respects. This is what Krishna is saying in this shloka. So Lord says that my chitta is like a pristine mirror. My chitta is like a pristine mirror which literally reflects whatsoever and whosoever come in front of it. Whatever image, whatever object we take in front of mirror, the mirror shows the same. So Lord says, Krishna says, I am like a mirror. My chitta is like a mirror. No one is either special or ordinary to me. If Shri Krishna is a friend to one who adulates the Lord as a friend, like Arjuna did, so Krishna is a friend to him. But if someone looks at Krishna as an enemy and who remembers him as enemy, then Krishna is his enemy. But on his own, Krishna is neither a friend nor a foe nor an enemy. For that is the state of being where there is no attachment, no anger and no fear. Vitaraga bhaya krodha, that is that madbhava. That was the state of being of Paramatma. So when Paramatma himself is Vitaraga bhaya krodha, how he can have special attachment, affinity for someone and hatred for someone? There is no Vita. I mean, this is strictly followed by Paramatma himself. Vitaraga bhaya krodha. If there is an attachment, then someone is your friend. Attachment means he is your friend. And if there is some anger, then someone is your enemy. Isn't it? So thus, naturally, when there is no attachment and no anger, then there is no friend and no enemy. Vitaraga bhaya krodha. Paramatma himself says, see, Vaishnavites, that means the worshippers of Lord Vishnu, they believe that even those who were killed at the hands of Krishna, they also attained the heavenly abode. Because getting killed at the hands of Krishna, so-called enemies of Krishna they were, they deliberately harbored animosity towards Lord, for they knew that they would also be liberated if they are killed by Krishna. This was the belief. The same is true for Ravana. He knew very well who Rama was. In the daytime, he would openly express and demonstrate his animosity towards Rama and hatred towards him. But at the night, in the privacy of his quarters, he would pray, "Oh Rama, when will you come? When will you come?" He deliberately chose to be Rama's adversary, for he knew that it was a quicker way of getting liberated. Because you remember your foes, your enemies, with a greater intensity than you remember your friends. This happens with us also. You send invitation to all your relatives, friends, request him their attendance for a marriage ceremony at your home. But at the time of function, instead of focusing on those who have turned up for the function, you keep on remembering those who did not come up, who did not accept your invitation, and who did not turn up. Either you will be worried for them, or you will get angry. But either way, your mind will keep drifting towards those who are absent, neglecting those who are present. This is the nature of mind. It keeps missing those who are not there at the moment, and thus ends up missing those who are present. Who do you remember more? Those who respect you or those who insult you? The one who fights with you, humiliates you, causes you anger, you never rest in peace until you have taken your revenge on that person. And sometimes that is the intensity of animosity and hatred that even after the death of the body, people remember this. The spirit lingers. This is what is believed. How much you believe is a different issue. But some people believe in this kind of things. That even after that, the spirit lingers on plotting to harm those who had harmed him when his body was alive. There are some buildings we see on TV also sometimes, where such spirits, they abide. And if someone who is not an evolved advanced seeker, if he enters that haunted building, then it is likely that the spirit will use that person's body as a tool to fulfill his desires. You see this in movies. I don't know how much it happens in reality, but there are some people who believe in this strongly. So there are places, tamasic place, rajasic place, sattvic place. Temples are supposed to be sattvic place. But spirits, they abide in tamasic places. Who or what the spirits are? This is the question that may come to our mind. What is spirit? So spirits are conventionally what we call as ghosts. It is believed that they are those jivas whose subtle bodies have not got gross bodies as yet. They are still waiting for their gross bodies. And the reason why they have not obtained a gross body is because their attachment to their previous gross body is not yet broken fully. So this was some besides the point, but this is the way some people believe. Now, animosity and hatred, some even opt to become spirits after the death of their body. Krishna says, although I reciprocate whatever and whosoever, anyone remembers me just like a mirror reflects whatsoever that comes in front of the mirror. I am like a mirror, pristine mirror. Whatever comes in front of it, in reality, so no one is a friend and no one is a foe. If you come as a friend, I am your friend. If you come as a foe, I am your foe. As simple as that. If a beautiful face were to get reflected by a mirror, that is not going to make the mirror ecstatic, will it? Mirror is nirlipta. No bhavana, no sentiment, no attachment, no hatred. And neither will the mirror be upset if an ugly face were to stand in front of the mirror. Definitely not. The mirror has nothing to do with what it reflects. It is detached. And neither will the mirror remember any image. It will not keep missing or longing for some pretty face which it had reflected earlier. Does it? Never. All that mirror does is honestly and precisely reflect back whatsoever that comes in front of mirror with no biases, no attachments, no prejudices, and no aversions. The Lord Krishna says, I am like that mirror. You come to me as a friend, I am your friend. Dasharatha considered Rama as his son. Rama politely accepted to be his son. Arjuna considers Krishna as his friend. Krishna politely accepts him as his friend. So whatever relation you want to establish with Paramatma, Paramatma is open for that. You have to decide what relationship you want to have with God. He is readily acceptable. He readily accepts whatever relationship you expect him to do. So all that mirror does is honestly and precisely reflecting back whatever it comes out in front of it. So I'm just like a mirror, Paramatma says. If a devotee comes, I reflect back their devotion. And if someone comes with sentiments of animosity, then I reflect back the animosity to them. But in effect, neither do I love nor do I hate anyone. As you want to see me, so you will see me. But the fact is that I am empty, like the sky, like the mirror. It's said that Shri Krishna's wives, the gopis, would keep thinking he loved them the most. Once it happened that Rukmini, she asked Krishna whether he loved her more than Satyabhama. Shri Krishna replied, I seem however people want to see me. I just reflect other sentiments back to them. So the one who loves me deeply, I just reflect it back. So if Satyabhama loves me deeply, I reflect it back. Reward their love with equal intensity. There is no love for me as such, for there is no hatred from me either. And I follow like a mirror. So let us remember this example of a mirror. Paramatma is like a mirror. Paramatma accepts whatever relationship you want to have with him. Okay, we go to next shloka now. Kangshanta karmanam siddhain yajanta iha devataha kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Kangshan. Kangshan means desire, akanksha, desire. Karmana, all the actions. Siddhi. Siddhi is the reward, return of your karma. Yajante, to worship. Devata, of course, demigods, deities. Kshipram. Kshipram is quickly. Manushe loke, this human world. Siddhi, success, returns. Karmaja, from the action. So Lord says, those who are desirous of getting returns, rewards of their karmas, their actions, they worship different demigods and deities. Because in this human world, one can quickly obtain the rewards of his karma. What does it mean? Lord says, in this world, those who have the desires for success in sakam karma, they do karmas with some kind of expectation of return and reward. They worship deities and demigods, and their desires do get fulfilled soon. Kshipram. Kshipram is soon by doing so. So, are the deities and demigods different than Paramatma? Yes, they are. Gods are many, Paramatma is only one. Demigods, deities are many, Paramatma is only one. And we are discussing about Paramatma. So, by worshipping these demigods and deities, soon enough you will receive the boon from these deities or demigods. This is because they want you to worship them, to remember them, and that is why they grant your wishes very soon. Kshipram. On the contrary, Krishna says, Krishna means, this is not the Krishna who is sitting in front of Arjuna. This is the Krishna at cosmic level. Nirgun Nirakar Krishna, Krishna Tattva, Krishna consciousness as a Parabrahma. So he says, those who worship me means the boundless supreme Parabrahma, not Krishna sitting in front of Arjuna. They don't receive any fruits of their actions. That is, the one who has relinquished the desire for attaining any fruits, only such a person will love and be devoted to Krishna. Those who have desires still in their mind, they don't worship Krishna, they go to other deities, they go to other demigods. For what such a person who wants something in return of his love, when he has already given up his desires, his expectations, his fruits of actions, karma phala, if he has relinquished all these, then what does he want from Krishna? Nothing. So Krishna loves to have some such devotees who have relinquished vitaraga bhaya krodha. If you say, oh Lord Krishna, I love you so much, I have been devoted to you for such a long time, but what have you done to me? What have you given to me? This means that we have not really loved Krishna. We want only his blessings, his krupa, his prasad. We don't want Krishna. That is the meaning. Because the very basis of love is having no desires. When you do not expect anything in return, that is the love. It is love and not some business transaction that you do this and I do that. This is not a sort of filmy dialogue. People actually make this statement so very often in life. Oh God, I have observed so many austerities for you, how many chants, how many japas, how many fasts I have done. And despite that, what you have given to me, they will fight with God like this. You have killed my father. You have made my mother sick. You have made me go bankrupt. What is the use of worshipping you? Those who worship God because they seek some fruits, some karma phala, some reward from Paramatma, fulfillment of some desires, they ought to know that their worship is too tamasic. This is tamasic, not a sattvic devotion. The Lord says that if you worship with the demigods and deities, your desires will get fulfilled sooner. That is the reason people continue to do so. Moreover, it is not only the deities, but the sometimes demonic powers also, who grant boons swiftly. Some people believe in this experiment. How much you believe, I don't know. But in my childhood, we have experimented this, and there was some such sensation which we could experience. I don't remember now whether it was real or whether it was the mind game. Some people make a group of 3 or 4 people, and in the night, after midnight, holding each other's hands in a room, they pray to the spirit that if there is any spirit in this room, it should give the evidence of its existence in some way or the other. This is the experiment people make. This is called blanket. It is likely that you will get an answer on the first night itself. If not, they say by third night, you will definitely get some answer. This is because the house where you live, there are other beings residing there. Maybe, of course, in the subtle form, not in the physical form, but in the subtle form. You cannot see them. They too are not inclined to form any relationship with you. But if you call upon them, they may return your call sometimes. Moreover, the demonic powers will answer back sooner by giving a proof of their existence, say by knocking the door or the window. But the Lord here says that if you keep worshipping me, you will not get any answer. Deities, demigods will respond to you, I will not. Because I have nothing to do with those who are embroiled in attachment and aversion. I respond to only those who have vitaraga bhaya krodha. Those who seek something or the other, who want fulfillment of some desires or the other, they can go to worshipping other deities and demigods. I have no problem, please. But those who want nothing, who have no desires, no expectations, they can come to me. And what will they gain? They will get moksha. Other deities and demigods will not give you moksha, only Paramatma or a Brahma. It can give you the moksha from this life of birth and death. Other demigods will fulfill your kamanas, desires, so that you live on this earth more happily, peacefully. But the death will not release you of your bondage. Paramatma says, choice is yours. You go to demigods and deities, or you come to me. You decide. Okay, we go to next shloka now. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashah tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnyam. We know Chaturvarna. So 4 divisions of human society. Which 4 divisions? Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Maya, by me. Srishtam. Srishtam is created. Guna. Guna is quality. Karma is action. Vibhagashaha, by the division. Kartara, doer. Vidhi, to know, get to know. Akartara is a non-doer. So Paramatma says, according to the 3 modes of nature, Sattva, Rajotamo. Prakriti is 3 gunatmak, so it has 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajotamo. According to 3 modes of Prakriti, Sattva, Rajotamo, and the work associated with them, these 3 gunas, 4 divisions of human societies are created by me. Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer. I have created, but I am the non-doer. Being imperishable and unchangeable. So I am a non-doer. What does it all mean? Lord says, the 4 divisions of society were created by me in accordance with their gunas and karmas, not based on their birth. Guna karma vibhagashaha, not janma vibhagashaha. So your birth does not decide according to Lord Krishna whether you are a Brahmin, a Kshatriya, Shudra or Vaishya. Your birth does not decide, your guna and your karma decide. A Brahmin, as we discussed some time back, a Brahmin fellow joining army, he no more remains a Brahmin. He becomes a Kshatriya because his guna and karma will be of Kshatriya then. If he is facing the enemy and if he says, oh, I am Brahmin, I believe in non-violence, I don't want to kill you, then okay, then get killed. You have joined army, so you are a Kshatriya now. You are no more a Brahmin. Guna karma vibhagashaha, not janma. You may be born as a Brahmin in a Brahmin family. That doesn't qualify you to become a Brahmin. That doesn't qualify you to become a Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra. Your gunas and your karmas will decide what you are. The Lord says, though I am the creator of the system, you should know that I am the undoer. I am the non-doer. So the 4 divisions of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra were created by me. But let us remember once again that this me is not the Krishna sitting in front of Arjuna. It is the Parabrahma, not the individual Krishna sitting in front of Arjuna. It is the Sri Krishna as a Parabrahma who is saying this now. In Geeta, both these references come and we have to understand it by the context, whether Krishna is talking as an individual or he is talking as a Parabrahma. In this case, he is talking as a Parabrahma. All these are created by me. So in effect, he is saying that although I am the creator, know that I am the non-doer. Although this whole creation is my handiwork, yet I am not the doer, says Krishna. First of all, this Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha, let us remove the doubt from our mind that Geeta has made division in the society. People blame Geeta has made division in our society and it has created this kind of rift among people. This is rubbish. Paramatma, who believes strongly in Samatma Yoga Uchyate, Samata, 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 equanimity, equanimity, how will he differentiate between people? Will he? It is based on guna and karmas, not based on janma. Every country has this kind of system. Every country, you take any country, every country has defense forces, they are all Kshatriya. Every country has, say for a Christian country, if you take, they have people involved in church services and Bible services, they are all Brahmins. People who are conducting businesses, they are all Vaishyas. And people who are offering services, they are all Shudras. We have named them, that's all. That's the only thing. Otherwise, every country, every society has these divisions. Work-related division, not birth-related division. So, Lord says that though I am the doer of this, but consider me as the non-doer. Now, what does it mean exactly? It may look like a paradox, but actually it is not. I am not the doer. The actions are simply happening through me. That is what Lord Krishna says. It is like, poetry is expressed by the poet. And some impromptu things come out of his mind, from his mouth, about which he has never even thought. The action is just happening through him. When Rabindranath Tagore was asked about his famous piece of work, Gitanjali, he replied, Gitanjali happened to me. I didn't write it. Gitanjali happened to me. I did not write it. I was just fortunate to have been the medium of its expression, as anybody else could have been. But I was fortunate enough that I became the medium of expression of Gitanjali. The poetry arose in my heart in a moment, and my fingers simply jotted it down on the piece of paper. That's all I did. I didn't write it. So it is happening through me. Lord says the same thing. Same is true for, and that is true for any sort of creative artist. You take the case of a singer, musician, painter, he will also say you the same thing. Gadi Madugulkar, who wrote that Ramayana, very famous Ramayana, he also said this. I don't know what happened to me, but the word just started coming out from my hand, and I just started writing on a piece of paper. Only Shri Rama got it done from me. That was his belief. So actions are happening through me. I am not taking those actions. This is the belief of all the creative people. Lord Krishna is saying the same thing. This has happened through me. This has happened through me. Creation of Chaturvarnya. I didn't create it. I didn't create it. So although the 4 divisions of Brahman, Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya were created by me, I was, I am, and I will be the indestructible non-doer. I am a non-doer. It happened to me, fine. But as the painter, he paints and he says, I didn't really know, I didn't imagine what kind of painting I was going to make, but it happened to me. So this is what the difference is between doing something purposely and happening something to you. Next loka, 14th. Namang karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha iti mayo bhijanati karma bhirna sabadhyate. No, never, not. Mam, me, karmani, all kinds of action, all kind of work. Limpanti, limpanti is getting bondaged, entangled. Karma phala, we know karma phala, return the reward of your karmas. Spruha, spruha is your aspiration, your wish. Abhijanati, abhijanati is to know. Karma bhi, by the reaction of your karma. And badhyate, getting entangled. So what does it mean? Namang karman limpanti name karma phala spruha itimai yo abhijanati karma bhinna sabadhyate. Krishna is declaring now to Arjuna that there is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for any of the work, nor do I have interest in any of the karma phala. Namang karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha. I do not aspire for any work, and no return reward of any karma, it interests me at all. One who understands this, one who understands itimayo abhijanati, abhijanati is to understand, to know. One who understands this, that I am not bondaged by any karma, I have no sights on my karma phala. One who understands me like this, he also gets free from any entanglement of his karma, of his sakam karma. Now what does it mean exactly? The Lord says, I have no desire. I have no interest in the fruits of action, of the karma. Hence, the actions do not bind me, do not entangle me. And the one who knows this, one who knows me in this fashion, in this way, he also never gets bondaged by his karmas. So merely knowing it, does it make you free from any bondage? No. Following it in your day-to-day behavior. Lord says, I don't do anything. Rather, the actions happen through me. So I'm not the doer. Then what can be the fruits of action which are not done by anyone, but which happen through someone? He is not the doer. See, every karma, every action, it bears a fruit. You sow a seed in the farm, it will grow. Without your wishing for it, it will grow. So every work has a consequence. And as per the karmic law, good or bad action, they bear the fruit of reward or punishment respectively. You do good work, you get return, good reward. If you do bad work, you will get punishment. But there are some actions which cannot be labeled as actions per se. Nevertheless, they are still occurring. And this can be called as reflex actions. For example, blinking of your eyelids, breathing, or circulation of blood in your body. Brushing the teeth in the morning is an action. Is it a meritable action or a demerit action? Is it a papa karma or punya karma? Can you label it like that? See, these are happening despite you are not being aware of their occurrence. Blinking of eyelids happens without your knowing about it. There are many such actions occurring in the body, but do these actions per se bear any fruits? Blinking of eyelids, is it good or bad? Will it give you papa or punya? Can you label it like that? So, blinking of eyelids, is it a righteous action or a sinful act? Will it incur good karma or bad karma? Likewise, incoming and outgoing breath, it incurs merit or demerit. An ignorant person performs all the actions. On the contrary, actions happen through the enlightened Gyanis. There is a huge difference between the two. Actions performing purposely and actions happening through you. The fact is that it is not only the unrighteous karma that binds you, but even the virtuous karma puts you in the bondage. You do sattvic karma, and even sattvic karma put you under the bondage. 14th Adhyaya Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, you know it more details in that. How these gunas will bind you. Sattvic also binds you, so Rajasi of course, and Tamasi of course. But sattvic gunas also bind you. They also put you under bondage. The Jnani, the self-realized one person, he performs neither the virtuous act nor the sinful act. He performs neither the sattvic act nor the tamasic act. He is just a witness, a non-doer of all actions. When you are a non-doer, when you are only a witness, then no karmas will bind you. And that is the intention of becoming gunatit. We consider that if I do sattvic karma, then it is good for me. Yes, it is good in a way. It is good. But doing sattvic karma and minusing from that, the return reward expectation is the expectation of Paramatma. That is what is expected out of us. So you do all good work without any expectations. Your all karma should become nishkam karma. Your all karma should become akarma. We'll discuss that akarma and all that in the next lokas. So this is what Paramatma says. Merit and demerit, sin and virtue. This karmic law is applicable only to those who are ignorant. For Jnanis, this law is not applicable, because the enlightened one, they see beyond the law of karma, because they are all non-doers. So the law of karmic law doesn't apply to them, because they are non-doer. They are not doing karma anything by themselves. If you are the doer, then you are the bearer of consequences. That is understood. But if you are a non-doer, then how can you be the bearer of consequences? No. So imagine applying this karmic law to Lord Krishna now. Let us apply this karmic law to Lord Krishna. On the face of it, it will appear that though he committed so many sinful acts, don't get shocked. Yes, he killed so many demons by his own hands, including his own uncle, Kamsa. He killed him by his own hands. He killed his own nephew, Shishupal. Furthermore, in the war of Mahabharata also, most of the stalwart warriors from Kauravas, they got killed as a result of shrewd planning done by Lord Krishna. Whether it was Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, Karna, Duryodhan, all these people got killed because of shrewd planning of Lord Krishna. But then, Shri Krishna also appeared to perform so many virtuous acts. Merits and morality, showing merits and morality. For example, he did not take the throne of his uncle Kamsa after killing Kamsa. Rather, he gave it to his elders. He protects, shelters, nurtures, and comes to the help of umpteen number of people, including Pandavas, Draupadis, his fellow shepherds in Vrindavana, defending Mathura. from attacks of demons, Mathura, and whatnot. So he came to the rescue of all people who approached him for his help. Now, if you see from the karmic viewpoint, Shri Krishna's acts would be a mixture of plenty of merit and demerit, isn't it? The list that we have counted, it comes as per definition under merit and demerit. But, sorry to use bad words, we'll be fools if we really evaluate Krishna based on this. If we start calculating and tallying up the score sheet of Lord Krishna's merits and demerits, then we are big fools. Why? Because neither was he desirous of any fruits of actions, nor did he in actuality do any actions. Actions simply happened through him, and at all times he remained a detached witness. Sri Krishna says, I was, I am, and I will always be the non-doer, the detached witness. He adds, although the action of creation of this universe has happened through me, there is no bondage of merit or demerit for me. And the one who realizes this, who experiences this, he will attain my state of being. That means this particular shloka, Namang karmani limpanti name karma phalespra itimayo bhijanati karma bhinna sapadyate, is applicable to us also. If we perform our karmas with no spruha of karma phala, then we also become Namang karmani limpanti. This is not the exclusive right of Lord Krishna only. Lord Krishna says it is open offer for you also. You can also follow me. And those who follow this, they also don't get bondage by their karma. Karma bhinna sabadyate. They don't get bondage by their karmas. 15th shloka. Evai jnatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvai purvatarang kritam. So, evam, thus, knowing, jnatva is knowing, all, kritam is getting performed. Mumukshubhihi. Mumukshu is person who is desirous of getting moksha, is mumukshu. So mumukshubhi, who attains salvation, liberation, moksha. Kuru, just do it, just perform it. Tasmat, therefore, that's why. Purvataram, in the older times, ancient times, Krutam, as performed, as done. So Lord says, Evai jnatma kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvai purvataram kritam. All the liberated souls who have attained moksha in ancient times, Purvataram, they acted with this understanding of my spiritual, transcendental nature. Which one? Which was explained in the earlier shloka, Namang karmana limpanti name karma phalespra. Therefore, you should also perform your duty following the footsteps of your predecessors. The Lord says, having known this, liberated beings even in the ancient times continued to perform actions, but in the same fashion, Namang karmani limpanti name karma phalespra. Therefore, following their footsteps, you should also perform your karma in the same way. See, the Lord says that I am telling you now, it is not something new. All the enlightened beings preceding me had performed this karma in the similar fashion to what I have been telling you. Name karma phale spruha, name karma phale spruha, name karma phale spruha. This is the golden rule. So if you want to follow a tradition, then follow the tradition set by the enlightened beings and do all your actions without any doership, without being any doer. So the Lord is saying that we should learn this art of living wherein the actions happen through us and we are not the doer. And the action should be competent and perfect, full of perfection and excellence. But the crucial point is never to harbor any feeling that you are the doer, you are doing it. Ultimately, what are you? Nothing. If you see at the level of body, then it is a mere compilation of 5 elements, Pancha Mahabhuta. And at mind level also, we are very, very small. very, very small, insignificant part of the macrocosmic mind. But if you see from the level of Atma, then you are what the Parabrahma is. So at Atma level, yes, you are very big. But at body and mind level, you are too small, insignificant. That means seeing oneself as being the distinct entity at the level of body and mind is of no worth. Because we are nothing. If we consider ourselves as a body and mind, then we are insignificant. We are nothing. But if we see at the level of Atma, then yes, then we are big, then we are Brahma. For the death will snap away the body in a moment, no matter how wealthy and powerful you are. If you are saying that I am the body and the mind, the death will take away body one day. Everybody's body is taken away by the death one day or the other. It is said that the Sikandar, that means the Alexander the Great, when he fell fatally ill, he was about to die, he was so desperate to cling to his life that he pledged to give away all his kingdom to the one who could save his life. That was the desperation. But is there any treatment for the death? You are powerless at the level of body and mind. Let us understand it very clearly. We are powerless at the level of body and mind. And although you can attain some power at the mental level, but you are still powerless. But at the level of Atma, at the level of your soul, Jivatma, there is no question of doing anything, because you are, you were, and you will be detached as a witness, the non-doer. So consider yourself not as a body or mind, consider yourself as a Atma and remain a non-doer. Then the question of bondage doesn't come at all. Then whether the body gets destroyed after death, it doesn't matter at all, because you are still a non-doer. Your Atma is a non-doer. Thus, what is there to be done? What can you do? As a body or mind, we can do nothing. Just remember this and enjoy the life. If it brings happiness to you, be happy. If it brings tears to you, be happy in that case also. Remain detached. That is the golden rule. Paramatma says remain detached, remain a non-doer. See, if Krishna has won so many wars, he had lost also some battles. That's why in fact, in one of the battles, he ran away from the battlefield. That's why his name is Ranchod Das also. Now you may see that Lord Krishna, he is a god, how can he get defeated? But this is what exactly Lord himself is saying. Experience all colors of this life, then be it victory or defeat. There is no ego for Krishna also, no insistence that he should win all the time. And we keep insisting that no, I should be successful at all times. Even Lord Krishna did not do that. He enjoyed every moment to the hilt. He did whatsoever was appropriate at that moment. No attachment, no fear, no anger, no desire for any fruits of action, and living in the present moment. This is the message of Lord Krishna. Then whatsoever that is required, that is appropriate, happens in that moment. So live the moment, not in the past or in the future. Live the present. All those appropriate actions happen through me, but I remain the non-doer. That is what Lord Krishna is expecting us to do. Next shloka. King karma kima karmeti kavayo petra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshami yajnatva mokshase shubhat. King karma kima karmeti kavayo petra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshami yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Kim means what is? Karma, action, akarma. Akarma is not inaction. What is akarma? We'll discuss it. Mohit is getting attracted, bewildered. Pravakshami, I will explain. Jnatva, knowing. Mokshase, ashubhat. Mokshase, getting liberated. Ashubhat is from the misfortune. What misfortune? According to Geeta, the bondage of birth and death cycle is the misfortune. So this is ashubhat. So even wise get bewildered in determining what is karma and what is akarma. Thus, I shall explain to you, pravakshami, and knowing this, you will be liberated from all the worldly bondage. Even the intelligent people don't understand it correctly. they get confused about what is karma and what is akarma. Now I will explain to you what is karma and what is akarma. And knowing this, we will get liberated from this worldly bondage. This is what Lord Krishna says. Now, what is karma and what is akarma? We'll come to that in the next sloka also. So let us go to slok number 17. Karmano yapi bodhavyam bodhamyam chapi karmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. Karmana of the work, bodhavyam should understand, vikarmanaha. Vikarmanaha is the nishiddha karma, the forbidden work, forbidden action. Akarmanaha, we'll see akarmanaha. Bodhavyam should understand, gati. Gati is the way. So Lord says the intricacies of action. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what is action, what is karma, what is akarma, and what is vikarma. What is karma, what is akarma, and what is vikarma. So now is the time to understand clearly the difference between the three. So what is karma? At the point, does the karma transform into akarma? At what point the karma becomes vikarma? The Lord says, even the intelligent people don't understand it properly. You should understand it now. So let us discuss what is karma. Karma is all the sakam karma that we do, expecting some return reward, but all good work. We do sadhana of Paramatma, expecting that we'll get attained Svargaloka. Okay, it is also karma. Following the rules of Vedas, following our prescribed duty with expectation of return and reward is also karma. Then what is akarma? Akarma is not inaction. The word may sound as if akarma means not doing anything, sitting idle, sitting on the sofa and watching TV. That is not akarma. Akarma is doing your prescribed duty without expectation of return and reward. That is akarma. The karmas which do not entangle, put bondage on you is akarma. Other karma, they put you under bondage. However sattvic the karmas may be, but this akarma is the skill of performing your prescribed duties with no bondage of the karmas that you perform. So akarma is also karma, but it does not create any bondage, entanglement on you. It is like walking in the mud, but without getting mud on your body. How to do it? Put a raincoat. Wear gumboots. Gumboot of nishkam karma. Gumboot and the raincoat of nishkam karma. Wear that. Nakar me khole spraha. Wear that raincoat and walk through the mud. Mud will not cling on your body. So that is akarma. Walking through the mud, but mud should not get on you. And what is vikarma? Vikarma is all nishiddha karma, which are prohibited, like insulting your parents, is a vikarma. So all such things which are forbidden in our culture are vikarma. And everything that we do day to day, our activities, all are karmas, but something that we do without expectation of return reward, skillfully we manage it such a way that we don't get bondage, entangled, whether it is sattvic karma, rajasic karma, tamasic karma. At times we do rajasic karma also, but how skillfully we do it, that shows whether we get bondage or not. So this is karma, akarma and vikarma. Now 18th sloka. Let us see 18th sloka. कर्मण्य कर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु संयुक्तः कृष्ण कर्मकृत्. So karmano, karmani is action. Akarma is what we have discussed just now. Pashyet means to observe, to experience, to see. Akarmani, that we have seen already. Karma is all sakam karma, wherein we expect some return reward. Buddhiman, intelligent of course. Manusheshu, in the human society. Krishnam karmakrut, although engaged in all action. Krishnam is not Krishna, Krishnam is complete, entirely complete. So Lord says, he who sees inaction in action. That means one who sees akarma in karma. The English language may mislead you if I say inaction. Inaction does not mean sitting idle. Akarma is the right word. Inaction is a wrong word. It is a wrong translation of akarma. So akarma, seeing one who sees akarma in karma. That means he sees non-bondaging, non-entanglement in his karma and action in inaction. And karma in akarma is a wise, intelligent person. He is the yogi and he performs all his duties. So the one who sees akarma, non-doership in all karmas. When you are performing karmas with the feeling of non-doership, and who sees karma in the ignorant person's renunciation of activities, he is the wise among the men. Such a yogi is perfect, performing all karmas, all functions properly. Now this may be slightly confusing. What does it exactly mean? So what the Lord is stating is that one who performs his actions with a non-doer attitude, despite such a person performing all kinds of actions, he always remains the non-doer. He does, but in essence, he does not. He does, but in essence, he does not. On the contrary, the ignorant people, one who sees himself as the doer, even if he does not do anything, he remains the doer. So this is all the thing that what kind of sentiment you have behind performing the karma. If a person who is afraid of the law of karma was to decide to stop doing actions, then this very act of relinquishing everything, not doing anything, in effect is a karma. Not doing anything is also karma. Sitting idle is also a karma. On the other hand, the one who sees himself as the non-doer, despite doing all actions, he is free from the bondage of the fruits of actions, be it merit or demerit, whatever. Karma means actions. Karma means work. But let us know that akarma does not mean inactions, but does not mean sitting idle, as we discussed. Let us understand it very, very clearly, no confusion about it. Akarma is not opposite of karma, and hence it does not mean being inactive. Akarma means being the non-doer. When you do karma with the feeling of non-doer, that becomes akarma. Some people may think that a monk, a sadhu, who does not do any action, or he just sit in one place. But how long can one sit in one place? Won't he have to get up to arrange food for himself when he goes hungry? Yes, he will have to. Even if he gets up and seeks to go for his bhiksha, his alms, that too is a karma. Moreover, if he continues, he consumes that food given to him by someone who lives unethically, immorally, that monk, the sannyasi, will have to bear and share the consequences of that too. See, what you eat, this is one point which I think we should discuss. What you eat, with what sentiment the food was cooked, affects your mind. Furthermore, how the food was procured, ethically or unethically. You have to share the consequences of that too. Therefore, yogis, they always caution their disciples to be careful harboring any desire for the offering people make to the yogis, to the swamis. This is because you don't know what sentiments lurking behind the person's offering to you. And if you accept that object, then in effect, you will have to also accept the sentiments with which that particular thing was given to you. So this is one law which we should remember. So whatever costly gift one may give it to you, think whether to accept it or not. Because when you accept it, you have to accept and face the consequences of sentiments that are coming with it. When the ego creeps in, when the sense of I am doing this is there, then a lot of things happen even if you don't actually do it. Even if you don't actually do it, it does happen. On the contrary, when you act in the state of being a non-doer, then you remain the non-doer despite doing all sorts of things. Sant Kabir used to say, I have never done anything. And whatsoever that has occurred, the Lord has made it happen. I slept when He made me sleep. I ate when He made me eat. I spoke when He wanted me to speak. I have not done anything. When this body is not mine, when I have no control over this body, do we have control? Can we stop our breath for 5 minutes? No, we have no control. So how can I say that I am the doer? And of what the doer you are? Disassociated this notion and take this concept of I and mine away from the body. Then whatsoever action will happen, that will be a karma. Don't accept the role of doership. Then whatever karma you are doing, there will be a karma making you free from the bondage. And Krishna is saying, my life is a life of a karma. I have never expected anything in my life. I am not the doer also. We saw the example of mirror also. So despite doing all actions, I am a non-doer. So all my karmas are a karma. You follow the same principle. He is expecting us to do following the same principle that he has done in his life. If you look at his life, Krishna's life, he performed diverse, innumerable actions. He did not sit in some isolated cave. Neither did he sit on a throne, basking in some adulation of being God. I am God, come and worship me. Never did that. He worked throughout his life, but he worked with the role of non-doership. So all his karmas were a karma, wherein he did not get entangled because of his karma. All sorts of karmas that he did. There is a long list of karmas that he did, like from grazing and playing in the Vrindavana, cows and forest, and all sorts of things what he did up to this fight of Mahabharata. He did innumerable karmas. But every karma he says, I don't do anything. I am not the doer. So this is the beauty. Okay, we go to next shloka now. Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni karmanam tamahu panditam buddhaha. Paramatma says, the one whose endeavor is devoid of desire for the results. Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjitaha. Varjita is devoid. Who has no inclination for the result-oriented action. No sankalpa. Who has burnt all his desires of fruits of action in the fire of pure knowledge. Jnanagni karman. Such a person is known as Pandit, a man of intelligence, a man of perfection. Now the Lord says the Jnani has no desire for the fruits of action, karma phala. And his actions occur through without any sankalpa. Now this is interesting. There is no desire for any specific result, no sankalpa in the mind, and yet actions happen through a Jnani. This is very difficult for us to grasp because it is not possible in our normal human being's life that we do not have anything in mind and still we work. Whatever actions we perform, there is always a hidden desire behind it. There is a sankalpa behind it. So to succeed and be free of any fear of failure and defeat, you have to be free of your sankalpa and desire. We first need to understand that the consequence of events bearing the occurrence of any action, how the actions happen through us, through our sanskar. The deep impressions in our subconscious is sanskar, which we carry from life to life, from previous life to this life, added the sanskars that we have accumulated in this life. And these sanskars, they lead to the surge of vasanas, innate tendencies. And these emerge as desires in the conscious mind. And these desires then lead to the inception of sankalpa in our mind. And these sankalpa finally translate into action. So everything gets originated from our sanskars. Your actions are prompted by your desires. You act for the fulfillment of one or more of your desires. Thus, you are always planning, focused on the result, on the fruit of action. On the contrary, the Jnani has no vasanas, has no desires for fruits of action and no sankalpa. Kama sankalpa varjitaha. Hence, nishkam karma. That means actions not pointed on the results. They happen through the Gyani. He takes life as a flow, a stream. Lord says everything is happening as per the Prakriti, as per the gunas of Prakriti, Sat Parjatamo. So who are you to do anything? Prakriti is getting it done from you. Whatsoever that is scheduled to happen will happen. You can only be a witness of all that occurs around you. Thus, the Gyani allows actions to occur without harboring any desire for the result. In fact, this shloka uses the word varjitaha, prohibited. It means it is prohibited to have any desire for the result or the fruits of action. While we, on the other hand, first calculate what we are going to gain out of this action, and then only we'll take the action. See, people come to listen to Geeta and then they say, what will I gain by listening Geeta? So what can we reply to such people who say, what will I gain by listening to Geeta? So we should say that you will not get anything. It is just a mind of play. I will talk, you listen. And then whatever thoughts come to your mind, you think on those. That is a play. This is what you will gain at the most. See, the game of cricket, what we see these days, IPL and all that is going on TV, people get mad about it. Cricket is a game wherein people have, they don't play it as a game anymore nowadays. If the team loses, Team India loses, then the people have to come back to India in the dark night, avoiding their fans. They'll be stoned otherwise. That is the game of cricket nowadays. Huge money involved and a lot of prestige involved. Game should be played like a game. Similarly, life is a game. We should play life like a game only. It should be played in the spirit of a light-hearted sport, a jovial game as a divine Leela of Paramatma. Don't take everything attached to. Don't get attached to everything in your life. Play it as a game. See, this cannot be a sport if you take attachment so deeply that you start hitting your own idol. Some Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar, if he fails in some test, you become his enemy. And when he scores a century, you become his biggest fan. This kind of thing is not acceptable in Adhyatma. This is a life. You have to live life without any attachment, and aversions. So this is what Lord is saying in these shlokas. We quickly go to 20th shloka. Tyaktva karma phala sangan nityatruto dirashrayah karmanyabhi pravruttaupi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Tyaktva. Tyaktva means to give up, abandon, relinquish. Karma phala sangam. Sangam is asakti, attachment to karma phala, attachment to return reward. Karma phala sangam. Nitya, always. Trupta, being satisfied. Nirashraya, without any shelter. Abhivritta, to get fully engaged. Kinchit, anything. Karoti, to do. So Lord says that abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, karma. You abandon all your attachment to the karma phala. And one who is always satisfied within himself, not with the outside world, but satisfied within himself and independent, he does not perform any sakam karma or fruity action, although he is engaged in performing all sorts of actions. The Lord says, abandoning all attachments to the fruits of action and ever content and dependent on nothing, such a person, despite being engaged in actions, such a man of perfection, in essence, he does not do anything at all. He is not a doer, he is a non-doer, and he has no sight on the karma phala. So how can he get entangled in anything? So Gyani performs all actions, but he is not dependent on the world for anything, and he is blissfully content in his own self. He finds satisfaction within himself without any outside instrument to satisfy him. The only such a person can be the non-doer of action and thus the non-bearer of its consequences. If you are a non-doer, you will be non-bearer of the consequences. Only the one who is not content in his real self will keep on seeking the love, admiration, acknowledgement from others. He will look for satisfaction if he gets rewarded he gets appreciated from others. But a Gyani, he doesn't depend on others to get satisfied within himself. And there is one dialogue that one always utters in some or the other point of his life: no one loves me. This is a dialogue you will hear almost from everyone, some point or the other in the life. No one loves me. You tend to easily forget all moments of pleasures and happiness which you have experienced in your life so far with others, be it happy occasions, celebrating somebody's birthday or marriage or family functions or success in exams or whatever. But you do probably get locked up in your memory banks which are painful to you and unpleasant events. And then you keep saying, no one loves me. Krishna says that the one who keeps on harping this, who keeps on repeating this dialogue, is definitely not a Gyani. One who says, no one loves me is not a Gyani. The Gyani knows that he belongs to no one and no one belongs to him. And such a person who is not dependent on anyone or anything for his self-satisfaction, satisfaction within himself, who is content with his self, does everything and yet does not do anything. So let us live like a Gyani. Lord says, relinquishing and clinging to the fruits of action, irrespective of what the actions are. Relinquish, give it up. Don't keep calculating what you will get out of doing this particular action. Leave that habit. Doing good, helping others, coming to someone's help, looking after someone are good deeds indeed. But these all get nullified if you expect something back. Even if it is an acknowledgement you expect, then all your good actions get nullified. Don't expect a thank you also. Any expectation will nullify your good actions. Furthermore, even if a Shishya, a disciple, should not serve his master, his Swamiji, with the desire of getting some fruits from the Swamiji. He should be grateful for the opportunity to be able to do service for his Swamiji, enjoy being in that service. Nor should a Guru also have any expectation from his disciple, from his Shishya. A Guru should teach because he enjoys teaching, and a disciple should learn because he enjoys learning. That is what God is expecting. Don't take doership and don't expect any karma phala. Thus both enjoy the game, the play of enacting the role of a Guru and a disciple. This is the way Paramatma is expecting us to live our life. There is too much to talk about these shlokas, but I think we should stop here now. And now the forum is open for all your questions. Thank you so very much for listening to me. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for such an enlightening and thought-provoking knowledge you have shared with us with simple examples which we could connect to our day-to-day life. Yeah, now the session is open for any questions. Please raise your hand and on your videos. Yeah, Chinmay Mitraji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri
Jai
Krishna.
Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. I have one simple question. Bhagavad-Gītā, such a powerful knowledge book. Unfortunately, whatever I have noticed, all the audience, most of the more than 90% audience are senior citizens. Why Bhagavad-Gītā is not attracting the young generation?
See, the reason is when you are young, you have a bigger ego, and whatever you are doing, you cannot give up this thought that I am the doer. It is only at the late stage in the life when we look back at our past and we find out that a lot of things which have happened in our life, they have just happened without you doing anything. Paramatma has given you so much without you being deserving it. This thought never comes to young people. They think that everything that I do, I am responsible, I am the earner, I am earning, I am doing everything. So this size of ego does matter. You will also see in Geeta Parivar or anywhere in the world, Geeta is learned more and more by ladies, by women, and you hardly find any males in learning Geeta. In Geeta Parivar, if you take you see in your own class, there will be 90% ladies and hardly 10% male candidates. Why does it happen? Because it is of our male ego that what do I need to learn? I know everything. I have made my own life with my own efforts. So this kind of arrogance, this kind of ego is the reason because of which people don't learn Gita. But when they start learning, they start realizing that this kind of thought which was coming to their mind since they were young was a total waste of time. And then this is the thing that young age people, they don't come to terms to this particular fact. Now this concept what we discussed today, doer and non-doer, it is very difficult for young people to digest that he is a non-doer. You will say, how can you say I am a non-doer? I go to the office every day, I do the work, then I will. So I am the doer. How can you say I am not doer? So it takes some kind of experience in the life. You have to face a lot of tough situations in the life. You have to face a lot of unfavorable situations in life. When you start really learning this particular process, which Paramatma has explained in Gita. So life teaches us that. And once you are learning in life, then Gita appeals you more and more. That is the reason that young people, sometimes they don't find so much of interest in Gita. But sooner they learn this fact of life, the happier they will be throughout their life. Not only young age, but even in their middle age and old age, they will be the happiest.
Shyam Prasad Vaturi Bhaiya, you can ask your question now. It's unmuted.
Namaskar ji. My question is regarding the Krishna says once that if you pray the demigods, you don't get the liberation. Whereas if you pray me, you will get the liberation. What is that? That means
Yes.
I should not pray this demigods, that is Ishwar or this kind of gods are there. So I should not pray these gods. I should pray only the Krishna. Then only I can get the liberation. That is what I feel now today. Am I correct?
Okay. No. Let me explain it. Let me elaborate on this. See,
And then
the concept that we discussed, if you read, if we read 8th Adhyaya also, Paramatma says, Mamapetatu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. Those who achieve me, those who attain me, they have no Punarjanma. They get rid of this cycle of birth and death. Now your question is, should we stop worshipping the deities, other devatas?
Demigod.
No, that is not the intention of Bhagavad Gita. The only problem is we start treating those demigods as different than Paramatma. Whosoever is a demigod, you see Paramatma in him.
Oh.
Then there is no issue. But you consider you as different, demigod is different, and Paramatma is some third identity, third entity. This kind of differentiation between these three, it creates a problem. If you see Paramatma in your deity, in your Ishta Devata, then there is no issue. Look at only Paramatma. That is what his expectation is. Wherever you are worshipping, you are Swamiji, Maharaj, whatever, you see Paramatma only in him. Don't consider Paramatma as a different person, different entity. Vasudevam Sarvaiti. Everywhere is Vasudeva only, nothing else. So once we understand this concept and then start looking that Paramatma in our deity, then there is no issue. But if you start treating your deity as different than Paramatma, then yes, then there is the issue, yes.
And in one of the slokas, Krishna very clearly told that less intelligent people will offer the praise to the demigods, whereas the intelligent people will come to me directly. That is also in one sloka. I cannot exactly say which sloka, but I heard.
See, that is go by corollary. More intelligent people, see, Bhagavad Gita also teaches us to set our goals little high. All these days we have learned from our parents and grandparents that the highest objective of our life is to have Swarga Prapti. To attain to the heaven is our topmost goal in the life of human life. Gita teaches us something more than that. It says, if you attain heaven, if you attain Swarga, Even Brahma Loka, Brahma Bhuna Loka, Punaravartino. You have to come back. Again, this cycle of life and death. And we discussed some time back, it is like putting some deposit in the bank. You have some few lakhs of rupees, your savings account in the bank. Every month you go to the bank, draw some money and enjoy your life. One day you go to the bank and the bank manager says, sorry, you have no money in the bank. Go do some fresh work, earn some money, keep in our bank and then come to draw it. Whatever punyas you do, your punya sanchay gets exhausted when you enjoy your life in Swargaloka. You see?
Yeah. Sir, one.
Saumendra ji, you can ask your question now.
Actually, I have this your in that actually 16 sloka. I missed that second meaning exactly. Kavayopatra mohitaha. In that actually how it is being at Sandhi Vichit can you do and I can understand because the problem is
which sloka? Which sloka is that?
In the 16 sloka, first line, second
16th or 15th.
16th shloka, Bhaiya. 16th shloka, the first charan, right, Bhaiya?
No,
Okay.
first.
King karma kima karmati kavayo petra mohitaha.
Second charana.
Second charan.
Second charana is from 16th shloka, Bhaiya.
Second charan. Kavayo petra mohita. Kavaya is the intelligent people.
Intelligent people.
Mohitaha is they go under delusion. To understand whether this is a karma or akarma or vikarma, even intelligent people get confused. Kavayopya mohitaha. They
Now I just
also get delusion with it. If a person is doing apparently sattvic karma, yeah. So if you are seeing someone worshipping the goddess, you think he is doing a sattvic karma. But the intention behind that puja of his goddess is that kill my enemy, make my competitor bankrupt. If with this intention you are worshipping your goddess, that your apparently sattvic karma becomes a vikarma.
Yes.
But Paramatma says even intelligent people cannot make out.
Yes.
So whether you are doing karma, vikarma or akarma. So kavyo petra mohitaha, they also get confused. Is happening is karma or vikarma or akarma. That is why it is up to us to consider whether we do karma or akarma or vikarma. Only we can find out, or the God can know. Only two of us can know whether the karma that we are doing is akarma, karma or vikarma. Kaviyo petra mohitaha. Even intelligent people get confused. They also cannot find out. That is the only meaning.
Another corollary question is how to get all this sandhi which says, is there any book on this so that we can follow, means it will be easier for us to understand the words. No. Sometimes if we miss it, we are not able to get the total sloka. So I just wanted to know if there is any book on this so that the sandhi vichhed we can do and we can know the proper meaning of the words. Any book?
There are plenty of books available. But normally my experience is people finding in the book is little bit boring. If they read one shloka, their meaning and its vibration, the language used in the books is so bookish and so orthodox that people somehow get bored reading that. So better way to listen to someone who has already read it, or to listen to someone who is speaking your language. To understand it in our language is easier for us.
No, that's why the vibration is a must. But in case
what we discussed today is karma and akarma. If you read any English book, it will say in action.
No, that in action.
No, as we know, akarma is not in action.
No. In action,
yeah, so by reading the book, you will carry wrong impression that doing nothing is akarma. In action. In action, what is the meaning of inaction is don't do anything. So to find that meaning in the book, it may sometimes mislead you. So try to learn from someone and then read the books. That will help you better, I think.
Okay, thank you so much.
Depending only on books may not satisfy your purpose.
Gauri ji, you have any question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Didi, go ahead.
It was really interesting to listen to the sermon by the speaker, And I have an opinion that, see, God could not be everywhere, so he created parents. Parents are in place of God, and they instill in us all the virtues, and our conscience also is the voice of God. When we commit any action, we listen to the voice of our conscience. See, they say guilty conscience pricks the mind. We do not commit an action that the conscience does not permit. Mother Teresa, she served the whole community, rich or poor, unemployed or employed. And she used to say, whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. Now enter into the home of God. See, our actions are recorded somewhere in the register of God, and all the plus points. See, whatever we do, we emulate the qualities instilled in us by our parents who are in place of God. So I think if each person listens to the voice of his conscience and emulates his parents, I'm sure the actions will be considered as karma and not a karma.
Yeah, definitely. Serving your parents and taking care of them is a karma.
Yes.
Rather, if you do it without expectation, then it becomes a karma. If you, some people worship, or some people offer service to their parents so that the property will be given in their name, then that is becomes a karma. That's not correct. So you are right that we should follow our parents' instructions. Very correct. But before that, you said that when we serve other people, like you give the example of Mother Teresa, it is very pertinent. It is said in Bhagavad-Gītā also, in 3rd Adhyay, Yajñarthat karmano nyatra lokoyang karma bandhanaha. Other than your prescribed duty, whatever karmas you do, they put you under bondage. So whatever prescribed duties are there, keep doing that only for other people. If anything selfish you do for yourself, then you are under bondage. So yajñarthat karmano anyatra, any anya karma that you do, other than your prescribed duties, that puts you under bondage. So this is the same message, what you said just now.
So your speech inspired me to say that.
Thank you so much. That is the basic purpose of our Vivechana, you know, that we should start some brainstorming. We should start thinking about the shloka that we learn in our Gita Parivar classes.
Yes.
Learning pronunciation is good, but learning meaning and then starting our own Manan Chintan about those shlokas is the ultimate thing we want to do in Gita Parivar. That should be the objective. Because as Pujya Swamiji says, Gita padhe, padhaye aur jivan mein laye. If you want to bring it in your life, we need to do some Manan Chintan. We need to do some deep thinking about these shlokas.
Yes.
And only life, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, any more questions?
Sujit Bhaiya? Okay.
Jai Shri Krishna. Sir, you very correctly said that young generation, why they are not attracted to Bhagavad Gita. But my question, how to? Because see, in our family tradition, we respect and practice Bhagavad Gita in our life. So next generation, how to attract them? What is the solution?
See, in my experience, people, I mean the young kids who are up to the age of 10 or 12, it is easy to catch them. Once they become teenager, then it is difficult to catch them. So when they are very young, up to age of 10 or 12, it is very easy to put them in Gita class. And once they become their habit, then whether they enter teenage or middle age, then that frame of mind is already set. But once they enter a teenage, when they are already 16, 17, 18, then to bring them to Gita class is a tough challenge. So if you want to really have that kind of atmosphere in your house, then when they are young, up to age of 10 or 12, put them in Gita class. They will accept it. My grandson is learning Geeta. He's only 6 years old. He's enjoying it. He's enjoying it. But the day they cross and come to that teenage, then there are a lot of other certain attractions in the life to which they get more tempted.
Absolutely, sir. And basic problem is, sir, I believe this today we don't have joint family. Earlier we used to learn from our grandmother, not directly from the parents. So that culture is missing, sir. That's very unfortunate.
Now, with this online Geeta classes, even if suppose you are here and your son or grandson is somewhere else, you can always talk to them and tell them to join online class.
But as you said, sir, very correctly, that catch them young means before 10. Once they have grown up, that will actually create everything.
And then again, as we say in Geeta Parivar also, that learning Geeta is something, it is up to the God wish. It is God who wishes that, yes, this fellow should learn Geeta. He pulls us in this Geeta. People who Paramatma doesn't find fit to learn Geeta, they don't come to this way. So people who have this thought in their mind, they are lucky. They are chosen one by God. That yes, these are the candidates whom I like, that they learn Geeta. Their past life, they have learned something, and in this life, they should complete that education. So he brings us to this path of learning Geeta.
But sir, I believe in our education, we should incorporate, because Geeta is the management book of the universe.
Yeah. In many schools, Geeta Parivar is conducting Geeta classes, not only in schools, but in jails also. In so many prisons, we are teaching Geeta. We are teaching Geeta to so many blind ladies and boys and girls and children. So we are spreading in whatever possible way we can do it. Because this is the only thing that can save our life.
Absolutely, sir. Otherwise, we don't have any future. If young generation don't adopt it, I think. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jai Shri.
Surjit Sen Bhaiya, you can ask your question.
Jai Shri Krishna. I am comfortable in Hindi. Can I ask in Hindi?
Sure.
प्रभु, जैसे अभी हमने पढ़ा उसमें, जैसे ऊपर से जो बिंदु पहले पढ़ते थे म, अभी इसमें अलग अलग वो पढ़ते हैं. तो जब जो श्री भगवान ने पढ़ा होगा तो उन्होंने क्या पढ़ा हो?
देखिए, भगवान ने जो पढ़ा है वो परफेक्ट संस्कृत पढ़ा होगा. संस्कृत में है पाणिनि का संस्कृत, और पाणिनि के संस्कृत में हर एक अनुस्वर का उच्चार अलग होता है. जैसे हम व्याकरण में पढ़ाते हैं ना गीता परिवार में, किसका म होता है, किसका न होता है, किसका य होता है, किसका ल होता है, किसका व होता है. अलग अलग अनुस्वर के अलग अलग उच्चार होते हैं. उसका फायदा एक ही है कि यदि आप पाणिनि के ग्रामर के अनुसार अपना उच्चारण करेंगे तो गीता इज प्राणायाम परस्य च, परस्पर प्राणायाम होता है आपका. वीतराग भय क्रोधा, आघात, अवग्रह, विसर्ग, दीर्घ, ह्रस्व, ये सारी चीजें जो भगवत गीता के श्लोक में, किसी भी संस्कृत श्लोक में है, यदि उस पद्धति से आपने पढ़ी तो आपका मन तो शुद्ध होता ही है, लेकिन शरीर भी शुद्ध होता है, क्योंकि आप परस्पर प्राणायाम करते रहते हैं. ये प्राणायाम
तो प्रभु जो पहले पढ़ते थे म वगैरह, वो क्या गलत है?
गलत नहीं कहा जा सकता. वो वैदिक पद्धति है. दो पद्धति, एक वैदिक पद्धति जिसमें सारे अनुस्वार म करके पढ़े जाते हैं, और दूसरी ये पाणिनि पद्धति जिसमें अनुस्वार के अलग अलग उच्चार किए जाते हैं. तो दोनों पद्धति मान्य है. ऐसा कोई गलत है ऐसा कहना ठीक नहीं है. लेकिन जो संस्कृत पढ़ने की अपेक्षा होती है, वो अपेक्षा होती है कि आप पाणिनि के ग्रामर के अनुसार पढ़े, पाणिनि के व्याकरण के अनुसार पढ़े. वैदिक पद्धति का उच्चारण सिंपल होता है, सब सारे अनुस्वार को म कर देने का, तो वो थोड़ा इजी है ना.
अच्छा, मतलब वो इजी है, वैदिक पद्धति है, मतलब वो हम कोई गलत नहीं पढ़.
सही गलत नहीं है, कोई उसका अर्थ बदलता नहीं है. अर्थ बदलने का सवाल नहीं है उसमें. लेकिन प्राणायाम यदि करना है आपको, शरीर शुद्धि भी करना है गीता पठन के साथ में, तो फिर आप पाणिनि के अनुसार पढ़िए.
धन्यवाद. ये कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो गया.
Yeah, Bhaiya, I think that's it. Once again, thank you so much, Bhaiya, on behalf of everyone present here, and for taking time and giving us this gyan about the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you so much, Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Now we'll take up the ending prayer. Before that, I also want to express my heartfelt thanks and appreciation for the entire tech team for their contribution for today's session. And last but not least, thank you all sadhakas for taking time to attend the session. And I also request the sadhakas to please stay until the Hanuman Chalis is done, and then you can leave the session. Thank you. Yogesham Satchidanandau Vasudevau Vrajapriyam Dharma Saustapakau Viram Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा कीजे नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening. Jai Shri Krishna.